Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Princess of STEM, where we discuss all things science, technology, engineering, and math. And now your host, Dr. Whitney Gaskins.
See, Lorenzo will come up with a million excuses to not talk, and he literally giggles over, is giggling about things. And then I'm distracted because I'm like, what's so funny? And I want him to tell me what's funny, and he'll try to pretend like he can't say anything. Today that ends. He has a microphone. Okay, so Delano, we had recorded this episode before about the college affordability thing, and you were shocked that the University of Cincinnati released a grant that if you make less than $75,000 that you get to go to college for free. Why is that shocking to you?
I think I was shocked. I think it was interesting. Has Ohio State done that?
Okay, so I do not track this, so I don't want to give false information.
Okay.
I just know that we weren't the first, right?
No.
I know Michigan has a...
Yes. I think Harvard has it.
I feel like Michigan's is higher, though.
I think Michigan is 150, I want to say.
Okay, I was going to say 125.
It's interesting because I don't want to talk about why they're doing it, but I think
you should, because you were shocked. You should know why they're doing it.
Especially in a state that has its own restrictions.
What do you mean?
On, like, with SB1.
Oh, in Ohio.
And having a discussion. Like, people don't realize, like, when I talk to people about some of the things that's going on, I'm like, well, you do know that Ohio has a second set of restrictions.
Right, like, we're not talking about federal.
Like, we're not talking about
state.
federal. Because some of the stuff federally is just things that they don't want you to do, or they're threatening you to take your money.
They did send some threatening memos.
Yes.
Federally.
Ohio has laws that somebody voted on and said this makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think it was interesting, and I don't know. I don't think I saw the UC thing coming in. Like, you work there, and not just work there. Like, you are in the.
I'm not in the room. Let's not.
You were in a room for Marion Spencer Award, and people don't know that. Like,
correct.
That started as an engineering thing. They brought you in as a person to talk about how the Marion Spencer.
There's quite a few initiatives that happened on campus that I was in the room for and helped develop, and I'm really, really proud of. But no one ever says,
and that's because a lot of them start with engineering.
They do, because we have a really good, strong model in the College of Engineering on student support. But unfortunately, student support is like...
I think you need to share that more, because I think I see people talking about things, and I'm like, yeah.
There are a lot of false narratives. There are about the work that I've been able to do, what we've accomplished, what we've not accomplished, why certain things have gone away. It's heartbreaking, but like, I can't spend energy correcting every story, whether it's good or bad. I'm prayerful, seriously, that the real truth will come out.
Right. But about the bit, because I know this probably would have fit better when we talked about
college affordability.
But I think a couple things from that. I think it's interesting. And again, we talked about how people are mad about taxes.
Yes.
And people are mad because they said people who bring in under $75,000.
When are
you got the question, well, who's paying for this? Well, who's paying for the tax cuts for these billionaires? But people find things to get mad at. But I think it's a good step. I love the fact that someone is discussing, let's deal with the real elephant in the room about college affordability. And, we're not talking about having a scholarship that people want to take away from.
Yeah.
Or having a scholarship that someone privately funded, but now you're saying you can't give away that scholarship this way. When we're basically saying, this is how much money it takes. And if you make less than this, you're going to go here for free.
Yeah.
So I fully respect that. Because, and I'll say this, again, this is some pillow talk, or not necessarily talking about the information, but I've seen how scholarships that you're over, how you've done them, where traditionally people just say, well, let's give everybody $5,000, which isn't necessarily fair, because if I come from an environment where in many cases my tuition is already paid, you just give me another $1,000, $5,000.
Oh, I've had people mad at me about that.
But
they had like a full ride, and they were like, well, we want more. And I was like, there's a kid here that like is equally as smart and deserving and has nothing.
Right.
Why would I give you more when this person is starving? Like it's strange.
Right. So you look at it through that lens. So I'll say this. I do appreciate it. I think I think we have to be careful because we're going to see people trying to find ways to make themselves broker than they are.
They're already doing it.
I think
They were doing that already at other institutions. There would be dinks, dual income, no kids, or I just should say dual income. But anyway, one person would quit their job, so then they would be below the threshold, so then their kid could go to college for free because they were going to colleges that cost like $50,000 a year. So the second job that they had was the cost analysis and the benefit. It was better for the person to be unemployed.
And I think
people play
ridiculous.
a lot of games to hit those income thresholds.
So I think I mentioned this to you. I think they should do an average of 3 years.
Oh, you're taking the Medicare.
I've dealt this.
Is
with
it Medicaid,
my mom.
Medicare? I don't know.
They should look at your parents' income for 3 years to make sure you're not gaming the system. And I think
you do know they're still going to play, no matter what rules you
and
put
I think
in
somebody,
place.
There
People
should be
are going to game.
It should be like a non-evil version of Doge. Like somebody's on campus job needs to be like everybody who's trying to claim this. It's my job to look at 3 years of tax records, and it's my job to see what's.
You okay?
Yeah, it's my job to see what's going on because I'm saving the university money for not giving somebody whose parents make $400,000.
But my point is, people are going to game,
right? And
regardless of what
we
the
see
rules.
That. That's why the people at USC went to jail because they.
Oh my gosh,
parents,
I forgot about that college scandal.
Yes. So I think they need to be
Felicity,
conscious of that.
What's her face?
Yes.
Yeah.
So because the reality is it's not fair because you've used your, and I'm not saying you don't work hard because you've used that. So you move to a better system, to a better school district, which gives your kids a better chance.
Yeah.
You've paid for private tutoring, which gives your kids a better chance.
Yeah.
You've.
I mean, this is the dream. You should be very proud of the fact that you've been able to do these things.
You've done all these things. You paid for your kid to take the SAT 4 times and to take AP classes.
One shot
and then you get to this point where your kid has made it because of the work you've done. And then you want to say, hey, I'm not involved. When your generational advantage has been to help the whole time.
That's the part that upsets me. I'm not mad about thresholds. I think they absolutely have a place and are necessary in higher ed. But what makes me mad is that because of their even generational knowledge, they know how to play the system. There was a point in time where people were putting their kids on their businesses to build their credit so that way they could do another thing.
Right.
Or they were making sure their kids got emancipated so then that way they would not be responsible and they couldn't use their, like, people game the system. It would blow your mind if you knew how much time and energy they have spent to game the system.
Yeah. And the last
and they're already winning in life.
Yes.
Like they don't need to do this. They just do it because it continues to help build wealth for them.
Right.
It's shameless.
And the last thing I'll say is there's another piece of this that people need to be conscious of.
Okay.
Because you ask the people, and I'll use my school, Michigan, for instance, like, hey, so you're getting this increased enrollment because of this. And then, no, why not? Because the kids that's making that under the thresholds can't get into the university. So it hasn't had an impact because you and I have the data because we've been doing this multi-year study about where students who get into specifically engineering programs, where they come from.
Yeah.
And we see the data that says, okay, traditionally, the overwhelming majority of kids either come from private school, come from the suburbs.
Yes.
Or if they're from public schools, are in magnet schools.
Correct.
So Michigan had the $150,000, and at least from the engineering perspective,
income threshold.
And the response was, it's still not moving the numbers because the things that the students still aren't meeting the qualification to get in, because you still have to get into
you
the
still
school.
Have to be admissible.
And
it's
so
just
I think
the threshold for financial aid. It has nothing to do with admission criteria.
Right. And I think that's the piece where our work becomes, I won't say critical because we already know it's critical.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we and other programmers who are doing this, because we're not the only ones, are making sure that we're getting these kids admissible.
Agreed. Which is interesting because today's episode was not about financial aid.
No, but
it was about finding joy.
Yes.
And where do you find your joy? And the reason why this is an episode for us in particular, at least something that I wanted to discuss and talk about, is that we produce work that is not considered STEM. I don't know how people classify it. but it's not like lab wet work. Like we're not at a lab bench. We're not mixing chemicals or building samples. We are producing podcasts and producing documentaries and animated TV shows and children's books. Like that's where I found my joy. And it blows my mind because we love TV. We love movies. We love visual arts in general. And we're STEM people. We're both engineers. I don't find that to be disconnected at all, but you know, we like silos and boxes in this culture. But all that being said, it's where we find our joy.
Yeah, and I think for us, I think it does. Majority of our work ties into STEM.
It's actually educational justice work.
Yes, but it ties into our passion, so it is joy.
Justice brings me joy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for us, we found a way to take what we're passionate about and make it. I mean, because both of us, neither one of us are working in the traditional engineering space.
Not anymore.
You're a biomedical engineer that's in faculty. I'm a chemical
I mean, that could be considered, but I don't teach biomedical engineering classes.
But you could.
I could. Somebody was shocked that I'm like, oh, I used to teach basic electric circuits. And they were like, what? And like, I forget sometimes how much of an engineer I actually am and like how much I like to do those types of engineering things. Just because I don't do it now doesn't mean I don't have the ability or knowledge or know-how. I just don't do that anymore. I used to be a quality engineer in industry. I just don't do that anymore.
Right. And we have the nonprofit.
Yeah.
And so I think our passion, even before we started looking at Gaskins Media, our passion has always been around building the field.
I got distracted, sorry. This might have been the first time we ever used the name Gaskins Media, and it just brings me joy.
But yeah, I mean, but if you look at the work we're doing, it has a STEM tie to it.
Everything we do has a STEM element. I just don't think people put respect on our name, and I want them to, about the fact that we do STEM. We do educational justice, and we are still creative, community-minded people, right? Like, we are well aware that children are not hitting numeracy or literacy numbers. So instead of just talking about it or putting together another research study, no shade to researchers, I'm a researcher myself, I am action and community-oriented. We know people are suffering because they cannot read, and they are suffering because they're innumerate. We cannot continue to persist in a culture where you're illiterate and innumerate. I'm going to write children's books that help you learn how to read about math so that way you have an ability to understand numbers and words so you can be in a better place. Like when we know there's a problem, what I love about us is that we put something in action that might not be the full solution, but will help in the building of a solution, right? Like we're problem solvers in our own way. And we do it in creative ways that are accessible to people.
And I think, like I said, I think we have been wildly creative in this. I think if we're looking at stimulating stories, which is the product that's releasing or, being
about the books. Yeah.
We always have said we focus, we start with numeracy.
Yes.
Kind of our game plan. So we have a 6-step kind of learning build.
ACY initiative.
ACY is an initiative. So it has 6 kind of points of how you develop. You start with literacy, you start with numeracy, you move on to science literacy, then you move to digital literacy, then you move to employacy, and you move to vocacy.
Vocacy, then employacy.
Vocacy, then correct. And so these are the steps that take to build a strong person in the workforce.
We need Lorenzo to put that on a graphic.
Yes.
The ACY initiative, because it's really like the heart of the work that we do.
It is. And so for us, it was always like we've had numeracy programs before. We've had the science.
We've done the traditional thing.
Yes.
With like when you say numeracy program, you mean like we did math tutoring.
Yes.
We did we absolutely did those traditional type of interventions that we think help people move to the next level.
Right. but I don't think we ever were doing literacy. And part of that is
Oh,
because
yeah.
there are literacy groups, and I think literacy isn't it like numeracy. There isn't a big, oh, you don't know how to do math. Who cares? There's that kind of sentiment.
Oh, our culture says that.
Literacy
Yeah, yeah.
is identified as a thing that needs to be fixed.
Okay, but oddly enough, I don't know the stats. Who's going to run these numbers? I'm pretty sure, I need someone to correct me if I'm wrong. They say 56% of the United States population reads below a 6th grade level. So as much as we claim that literacy is identified and we know it's a problem, for us to have known for a very long time, because I grew up in the book it era. They made us read, and I got a personal pan pizza for every time I achieved reading, right? Like, for as long as we've been pushing literacy, for the majority of the population to still not be able to read above a 6th grade level means we're still failing.
Right. And I think for us with stimulating stories, it's actually pretty cool because, we're not discounting any of the traditional things. We just had a cool idea to where, we can introduce you to a book.
Yep.
We want you to go read that book, and we do a STEM project tied to it.
And
I know we're not the first people to do that.
We're not the first. We won't be the last. But why do we do it? For multiple reasons. One, our STEM stories are not about just a book and a STEM project. It is about things that you can do at home with your kids. Because one of the barriers to educational advancement is that people rely on school. And we know that one of the reasons that families are successful, especially when we think about education, it is because of parental involvement. So it is critical for parents to have resources so that they can support their babies. Like, we blame parents for so much, but no one, again, I need to stop saying no one. We blame parents for so much, but we need to resource parents so that way they can be great parents for their kids. And so we, instead of blaming them, resource them. So I refuse to blame parents. I'm going to tell them that if you want more for your kids, you need to do better. But I'm not going to blame you. I'm going to resource you. So now it's your choice to utilize the resources that are given so that way you can do better by your kids.
It's 54%, by the way.
It's 54%? I was close. I need credit.
Yeah.
I need credit. 56, 54 is still the majority is below a 6th grade level.
Right.
That's scary.
Right. And so for me, one, you can't do math, you can't do science if you can't read.
You can't do math. That's actually how it started. So people ask me, right, like, why do you care so much about literacy? You guys are a STEM organization. Well, because when I'm pushing numeracy and I give a kid a story problem to solve and they couldn't read the story problem, I was like, we can't even do our numeracy work because our babies aren't reading.
Right. And
so I got to get them to read.
Right. I feel like we came to that kind of
late.
It was kind of late, but it was kind of like that moment in Selma where they're all sitting around like, no, it's the poll tax that's keeping us from voting. No, it's this that's keeping us from voting. Well, no, it's the literacy test. Like, no, if you get rid of this, then that happens and that happens. So you have to start with this. So for us, as much as we said STEM, even in our research, in our theory of change, it starts with literacy.
Yes.
And we understand we're not a school, but we understand that with 54%, something needs to happen, and we can be a part of that.
Yeah, like I think some people also get it twisted that we think what we do is like a silver bullet or some magical thing. It's not. If we even just start a little bit of discourse in a household about we could do better, if I can get one spark of curiosity from a parent or child, we've done our job.
Right.
We count the sparks, not just these traditional educational outcomes, because when you have a curious mind, you will go very far in life.
But I think to that point, I think when we're talking about joy, I think our programming, like the STEMmies and doing the STEMfluencers book where we put people in the book and share that with the community, we have people who we hold in very high regard.
Yes.
And to see their reaction when they say, I've never been recognized in this way.
Yeah.
And I think we see that joy and it brings us joy.
Yes.
Like,
It's seriously the things that we do in the Gaskins Foundation, I'm trying not to get teary-eyed, literally bring me so much joy
mhm,
because of I see the direct impact on other
mhm.
people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have people, and part of it is we know that if I introduce people to, if I put even in the limited space, if I bring and you have your radio broadcast or you're on a show with Lincoln and you have your podcast,
Mm-hmm.
if I bring a doctor
Mm-hmm.
for your segment with Lincoln or you're on your podcast, this person generally is not getting
Right.
the publicity we
Right,
think
right.
they deserve.
Correct.
And so now, a few more eyes are on them. And now parents may be seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the book comes in. Because if a school has a book, has a STEMfluencers book,
Yeah.
you can look at all these people, whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're, Latina, Latino,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're Asian, whether they're male, they're female.
Even with disability, I saw that clip on I don't know if I was on Instagram or Facebook, but I was on social media. And this girl is in a wheelchair and she starts crying as she's shopping at Target. Shopping at Target. And the ad had a little girl in a wheelchair and the little girl's like crying because she's like, oh, she looks like me, mommy. Like
Mhm.
when people ask about why representation is so important, that's why. You can't be, it is so hard to achieve a dream, a goal, or see yourself as even valuable when no one else has or does.
Right.
We just create spaces where we show that you are valuable, wanted, and loved.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I know I cut you off. Keep going.
No, I just think that's why I feel so invested in our projects. This animated series, we start off Monday morning with this meeting.
Yeah.
And
our
there probably
weeks
is
start,
no
yes.
better way for me to start the week, because regardless of whatever things I'm going through the rest of the week, and I'm not saying every meeting is bad, but I get to be on a Zoom call with people who are passionate.
Mhm.
Like Lorenzo's on the call and he's talking about how we're going to put together these scenes.
And Ben is on the call.
Ben is on the call and he's making music for us. And
Yeah.
then you got Nancy on the call. She's doing researchers. Like, we always spend the first 15 minutes just cackling. But then we get into something that it feels like.
Are we unproductive as a team?
No, because we produced 3 animated episodes in 3 months.
Yeah, like we were hustling. Yeah.
Which is a good thing. We weren't planning to do it that way, but it helped get us focused on where our product is going to be so much better because we had to go through that exercise.
Yeah, that pressure helped.
But that's my best part, because I feel like I'm in a room with people that want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And so those projects and so those things. And
so is this the thing that brings you joy?
The animated series?
Yeah. Because
I'm laughing because I literally was in the car with Waverly, and I'm going to give a spoiler.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, you as you follow animated series,
please follow it. It's stimulating adventure.
There's going to be music.
Good. Okay.
And so one of the things we're doing is we're coming up with songs.
Yeah.
And so I was in the car singing.
Which one?
Oh, the kids all, and I'll say it, that's fine, because we're getting a copyright before this comes out. The kids love Circle Hunt.
Okay.
I was singing in the car, and I don't have the lyrics. On my mama.
No, that's for Madam C.J. Walker.
Yes. Madam C.J. Walker made my hair look good. My hair looks good. My hair looks. No, this was literally on the car taking.
We literally made it up like a couple nights ago. We were in the house.
My hair looks good. My hair looks good.
I'm embarrassed because we haven't told anybody that.
No, I was supposed to send that email.
Yes, you didn't send it.
Madam C.J. Walker, made my hair look good.
Yes.
I look good. My hair looks good. I literally have moments when thinking about things.
My fly. Oh my gosh. We had this whole,
So I have just moments where it's just, I'll be honest, like, it was funny because we didn't take any meetings over the holiday break. That was the meeting I was disappointed we didn't have. Like, oh, we're not going to talk about an animated series. That's not work.
You actually did say that.
That was
Just
not
so
work.
you guys know, like, he really did say that because he was mad at me because I was like, well, you can have the meeting. I'm not having the meeting because I am not working on my break because I work.
And what did I say?
I don't remember what you said.
I said, that's not work.
You did.
That's fun.
It is fun. We have a fun team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that brings me
We
joy.
were all logged in, by the way.
What did he
We were logged in for the meeting.
say? You were there?
We got the notification it was canceled like after 9. It was like 9:03.
Oh, you.
But they
don't-
love it too.
They love it too. I actually do. You love it? Are we speaking for you? Do you love the animated? Oh, okay. I love it. I just knew I needed a break. I don't think people realize. Maybe you do realize. Like, I work a lot. I
Mhm.
work probably 7 days a week.
And I got it. I
50
just was like,
weeks in the year.
Mhm.
So when I get to have my 2 weeks off, I take it and I'm unyielding about it. And I know that's frustrating, but you get me for 50 out of 52 weeks.
I get it. No, I fully get it, because if you say, okay, well, I only do the animated series meeting, then the next thing is gonna be, well, I only do this research meeting. Then the next thing you know, you've worked 35 hours a week on your
Yeah.
break.
I don't actually, and that's the thing that people don't understand though. I love working. I am fueled. It is joy filled because I work on things that I love. So your thing right now is the animated show, but like the Gaskins Foundation work in general fills my spirit. I don't even remember I was working. Like last night, I was working. I was even talking to the intern because we were trying to figure out the pictures and all this stuff. And like it was 11,
At
and
like
I
11 o'clock.
I
at night,
literally
so
was at
we don't want
11:30.
people saying, well, ain't she supposed to be working at UC? No, this is like
No, I
working
work at
from
night.
8 to 11.
Yeah, I work in the middle of the night on the foundation stuff. Like if
Mhm.
you ever wondered, like, how do you do it all? I work my 9 to 5 and then I work my 6 to midnight on my own stuff. So
Mhm.
anyway, if that's business that they need to know. But it was 11:30 and I was like, Vanita, go to bed. Stop talking to me because I will continue working until like 2 or 3. Like,
Mhm.
go to bed. And she was like, I didn't realize it was so late. Because the stuff we work on is that much fun. Like, you don't realize how much time goes by because you're literally enjoying it.
Yeah, and I mean, STEMmies brings me joy. Like, there's things about the STEMmies that probably Lorenzo would probably be the only one to understand, because there'll be things that we add to the STEMmies based upon something that WWE did, and
Yeah,
no one will
clearly.
understand. Like I always use the Pooch Hall example when I'm telling people. We didn't introduce Pooch Hall when we started the event. We bought Pooch Hall in the middle of the show.
There was like a.
Because he's supposed to get that
Did
pop. And
Lorenzo
if you're not a wrestling fan,
follow-
you don't understand what a pop is.
Oh, I don't.
And so I always like doing the STEMmies and producing these things because I want to see creatively what works.
Yeah.
Because we do stuff that a few people will understand it. And
Yeah.
like when I'm on the mic, I'll tell jokes that's straight off of a movie or TV.
Oh, I definitely talk movie.
Mhm.
Everything that I say, like, is a one-liner from some movie or TV show that I just love.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm happy we produce things that are films and TV, because it's the thing that brings me so much joy.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a colleague at work and they said to me, I'm not surprised that you're doing these creative projects and have this creative outlet right now. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, because you first chased stability. And now that you have stability, you have allowed yourself to be as creative as you've always been, but you can do it in a stable way. It's hard to be creative when you don't have stability. And I was like, I had no idea, but she studies this, right? So again, it's a colleague who studies this type of work, and it felt kind of good. Like, oh, okay. So she was like, it's not weird at all. You probably would have always been in film or always in TV if you would have had stability to do it.
That makes sense. That makes complete sense.
Yeah. Anyway, so joy for you is the animated show.
Joy for me is a lot of the different things we do.
Okay, so stuff that we don't produce. What are you watching on TV right now? Oh my gosh, we watched something last night. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes,
That show is good
they're
as all
not
get
paying
out.
us, so I'm not going to talk about it. But the ending was so good.
I'm going to talk about it. His and Hers on
The ending
Netflix.
was so perfect.
Chef's kiss. Like,
Yes.
oh my God, it was so good. Okay, go ahead. What are you watching right now?
It's always going to start and end with WWE.
Is that really it?
Yeah. And it has nothing. Yeah, it's fake. Okay,
said,
we figured that
"Yeah."
out a long time ago. I love the storytelling. And what's her name? L'Oreal on the Morning
L'Oreal.
Hustle. She was on the morning show.
Okay.
I've never wanted to call into a show because they were talking about John Cena, and she was like, "I don't understand why people are talking about this. It's scripted. It's fake." I was like, "Well, why are people crying because John Cena?" I was like, "Did you cry in the Notebook? Because that is scripted and fake." And they got the response.
That means they are
look at how
great.
that
great
means
at
they are
writing.
doing a good job.
Did you cry?
I didn't
A little
cry, but I
thug
was
tear?
like, oh, I felt like when he lost the way he did, it was like, no, come on, man. You
Lorenzo,
can't-
did you cry?
Trey cried.
Trey, don't put it on Trey.
No,
See,
he
this
did.
is what these adults do. They try to say like their kids did it. Did you cry? A little thug tear?
I didn't. I thought I was. But no, Trey actually, he looked at me and started crying.
The fact that it is good writing. The fact that it can evoke
Yes,
emotion.
we knew he was gonna lose to Gunther. We knew it was gonna happen because he's retiring.
Yeah.
Gunther's retired other people.
Yeah.
Gunther's gonna move on. We all know this. We didn't expect him to tap out. And so the fact that people are watching this knowing the outcome and you still found a way to do it that could bring near tears to grown-ups and tears to children, that's why we watch it. It has nothing to do with like, oh my God, did he really punch him in the face? No. We
Yeah.
love how they put it together.
You
We
like the
love the
story.
intros. Yes.
You love
They
the story.
tell a story better than anyone.
are
Maybe
you-
Marvel. But
Oh,
outside of
Marvel, they're
Marvel,
really good
you cannot tell me
storytellers.
anyone tells a story better than them. And I want to do that when we produce things.
Well, this is the thing. There are lots of really good storytellers, but I do think Marvel, when you think about like superhero genre, they do way better than DC.
Mhm.
But DC has better villains, but that's a whole nother thing because Marvel has anti-heroes. Like a lot of their
Mhm.
people aren't villains. DC has villains. Like the Joker, the hell is wrong with you? You just
Yeah,
like
he just crazy.
you're just
like
crazy.
there's
Like
you can't tell like
the Penguin, what's going on here? Like literally they just have true villains, whereas Marvel has like anti-heroes, but they do a really good job showing the
Mhm.
complexity of people. I'm always in awe of their stories. You're trying to tell me that WWE is the same caliber?
yeah, and I'm pretty sure Lorenzo can clarify. They've hired Marvel writers on
Oh, they
WWE.
have?
Yes. Yes.
I
They
am-
understand what
This
they're
is
trying
like
to put together.
breaking news
Yes.
for me.
Yes, they have like people who have wrestled, who understand the business,
Yes.
and people who are professional writers in that room.
I literally had no idea, but now
Yes.
I'm not gonna ever say I'm gonna get into wrestling. I look up things after you and Lorenzo talk about it. I always feel like an outsider in your conversations
Mhm.
because I'm like, maybe I need to get invested. But I do look up some of this stuff, and it is interesting, right? Like, I looked up Bianca Belair. Like,
you know, Waverly, not to cut you off.
Waverly loves Bianca.
That's like we have this thing for those who don't know is where the kids can pick a song.
They get to pick a song in the
she
car.
picks Bianca Belair and she tries to do the hair, the ponytail spin, and she tells Waylon he's not allowed to do it. Only she can do the.
What? Oh,
And if you ever watch Waverly when Bianca Belair's song is on, and we're in the car, she's trying to imitate it with the.
who taught her that?
I don't even remember her watching a video of Bianca Belair, but Waverly definitely does this thing where she's spinning her hand like supposedly like Bianca's ponytail.
Didn't you say she watched the Royal Rumble last year we went to? and
Yeah,
was in it?
I think we all did watch the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
yes,
got it.
That's
got
right.
it.
I forgot
Where
about
am I when you guys are watching wrestling? I think I exit the room.
that. You might have.
I usually go upstairs and then I put on my trash TV that I
Mhm.
love so much.
So to answer, to give another answer.
Okay.
I think Married to Medicine.
That's one of my favorite shows.
I like Married to Medicine because I think they had a theme, and
You like Dr. Damon.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Eugene was kind of the same way. Although he had a couple of slip-ups where we're like, dude, you can't do that on TV. When
What did he do?
he said something, he called him something. They bleeped it out, but he called, and everybody was like, "Whoa, we don't talk like that." It was an episode.
I do not remember.
Yeah.
I do remember. But I
I'm
don't-
assuming it was either the N word or the B word because everybody on the show, I mean, they got past it really quickly. But Damon was
I'm
Damon.
like racking my brain to remember. I know what
They
you're
were at
talking
a
about,
dinner
I'm
or
like,
something, and he was like, "Y'all acting like real."
Yeah.
And
And
but
he said we don't say that.
they
Dr.
all-
Damon is like
he was the one from the beginning. He was like, I don't want to be on this in the middle of foolishness.
yeah.
Because the story is supposed to be about success and people in medicine.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be about the wives married to medicine. So Mariah was like the first, I don't know what to call her, wife, I guess, when the show started. She's no longer on the show anymore because she had some traumatic events happen with her and her family. And like, but she was the one that brought all of the people together. And they wanted to kind of show insight to the world of what it is to be married to a doctor. The thing that flipped the script was then they started having people not married to doctors, but doctors. So then they have both. And so like Dr. Jackie was on the show, but she's the doctor and someone's married to her. Like, and he did some crazy stuff too, but like it was Dr. Damon joined the show with Heavenly, and Heavenly is like she's a dentist, and Dr. Damon is a doc. So they're both doctors. She's polarizing, and I know like you either love her or hate her, and I obviously think she's different when she's not on the show because she is a very heavy social media user and does crazy stuff there. So you can't look at his wife. But if you look at him and why you love him so much is that he was like, if I'm going to be on this TV show, I'm going to show you what it really is to be a positive person and really live in your purpose. And he's stuck to that. I'm not going to be in any drama. I don't believe in yelling and arguing with folks. I believe in resolution. And I'm going to show you what you can do for people in the community using your education. Like he's how you would want people to show up on the show. But I don't think people care as much. So the trash gets on the show.
Yeah. Because my favorite thing that they did on the show is, and I don't know if they did that multiple times, but they went somewhere on their vacation.
Yeah.
And then they went and set up and actually were
They
trying
did free
to help
clinics.
Yes. And because that's,
Yes.
and I want to say it's cultural, but that's who we are.
Yeah.
Like,
It's something
we have that, and we don't always get to do it. You don't always get to help people, but they use they use their positionality to go build.
I think don't shortchange us.
No, I'm not talking about us.
We're just not on TV.
I'm
doing
talking
it.
about us.
Oh, as people. Got it.
Where black people gonna go somewhere and see some black people, and if you doctors, you're gonna try to get them health care.
Because even when we go on vacation,
Right.
we bring STEM kits
So
with
no,
us
I'm
to give out to kids
No, I'm
wherever
saying
we're visiting.
the we I mean
Yeah,
is like black people have a different
yeah, we do.
have a cultural responsibility, and I was like, I love the fact that they went where they were and said, while we're here,
We're gonna do this service.
we're gonna. And so,
Okay, but I had to bring up some trash stuff because you talked about WWE and John Cena's part. Married to Medicine. Toya said some crazy stuff on the show that I want your perspective on. She is a stay-at-home mom. We need them because heaven forbid, like that is a hard job. But she's also
she's from the D, so
yeah, she is not a good representation of Detroit.
no, don't do that.
She's not. Because all the people I know from Detroit would not be demanding money, money, money. So she wants Eugene to bring in all of this money. And she buys multi-million-dollar houses, Birkin bags, and doesn't bring a dime in. But then gets mad that he has to work as much as he does to afford their lifestyle. That is insane to me. You cannot be mad that you don't ever see your husband.
We had a brief discussion. It's interesting because you work in the academy.
Yeah.
So you would be considered the breadwinner in our house.
Okay.
And so there's always been that kind of that theme of if someone is a breadwinner, the role of if a person chooses to be a homemaker and how to respect that person.
Agreed.
I think
You should respect everyone in your house, regardless.
respect everyone. Yes, I think as somebody in a position where I'm married to a highly functional, productive game changer,
Yeah.
you have to respect their game, and you have to be an advocate for it, and you have to help contribute to it.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand if you are there and they're helping build a lifestyle, you have to respect the fact that they need to go build that lifestyle. So you and I have a good friend, very close friend.
Yeah.
And he and his wife had a similar discussion to where she liked the lifestyle she was living,
Yes.
but she wanted him to not be out working as much as he is. And he told her, you cannot have both. You cannot have me living in where we're living and you getting the red bottoms and the nice bags and you getting
Mhm.
these things
Mm-hmm.
and expect me to be home
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Correct.
So I think that discussion, and we talked about it, I think it was interesting because I've never met him before. I would love for him to come and like co-host the STEMmies or something.
Oh,
because these are the
yeah.
examples of people we want to see. I think I invited Dr. Damon last year. I was like, I need to find his agent
Oh, okay.
because we invited him to be like the host and didn't get a response. But I'm assuming when you get to that level, you get a million random.
I'm sure
people.
everybody's trying to get. Yeah.
So there's probably official channels I need to just not be.
They're
lazy
in
and
like
find.
season 10. Like they've
Yeah.
been on TV
Yeah.
for a good decade.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to be working on the 5 or 6 hours away where he can't be home.
But he's not
But
even
he's-
5 or 6 hours away. He's 3 hours away. And he's working because he needs to make money because
Right.
that's what makes her happy. But then now she's mad that he's working so much to make her happy to make money because she can't see him.
Right.
Which one is it?
I don't know. And like I said, I love the show. I love them. I love all the couples on there for the most part. I don't know if they have that discussion because, like I said, I have a friend. I don't think they're financially in the same position as they are.
Yeah, they're close.
But they had that discussion, and like I don't know if they have that discussion. And you know, Toya's from the D, so
Okay.
it's hard to tell her no, probably.
What does being from Detroit have to
'Cause
do with
Detroit
telling
people
you no?
are headstrong.
You're from Detroit, and I tell you no all the time. I want to do no. You know that Bugs Bunny meme when it's like no.
Yeah,
I
but
have no issues.
I'm a huge dreamer too.
You are. You would be literally ideating. You have really great ideas. But the issue is we don't have unlimited funds or capacity. Your ideas are
And maybe
truly
because like
amazing.
within the foundation, I look at our budget.
Yeah, like we don't have it.
Right. So I think I don't think this is. I think that's a conversation that I don't know if they have had it, and if she just said I want what I want. Because don't they have like a 2-level in one of the houses?
She sold that house and got another $1 million, multi-million dollar
million, right?
home.
Yeah.
I don't actually dislike Toya. It's just this one conversation. She's one of the realest people on the show, calling everybody out on their crap. But I don't know. She is not understanding. Why don't you just tell your husband you miss him? Like, because it was your pursuit of more, which pushed him to provide for you because he loves you so much. Instead of being like, babe, to do this means I have to work X amount of hours. Like, he loves you so much. He is humping and working to bring you all this money so you can have a Birkin bag party. And you're mad that you can't see him all the time?
Yeah, I think that's the point
Girl,
that I don't
what?
think people catch.
What do you mean?
I think you just said something that, you know, it's there, but I don't think I ever focused. He loves her enough to go do that.
He loves her enough to do it. Because he could have been like, no, and you're not going to get the Birkin bags, and you're not going to get the $3 million homes, and you're not going to drive the luxury car.
Show of love.
He loves her. I always was like, he loves her. Now, their relationship is funny. Like, how they portray it on TV is funny. But the fact that he is willing to do it lets me know how much he loves her. Literally. He didn't tell her no. He would rather work 80-hour, 90-hour work weeks so she can get what she wants than tell her no. I don't know a lot of men doing that.
So I'm going to ask this question, and I don't like asking it because I don't want to get into like that gossipy type thing. Like we talk
The whole
about
show is gossip.
Do you think her being in the situation where she's around people like the doctors who are building the same houses, do you think that impacts her wanting to have it?
Yes. Again, we talked about representation on this episode and why it matters. Your sphere of influence, what you see, what you can be, matters. What she sees, Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie can get everything they want because they have the career that Eugene has. And they have everything that Toya has. But Toya doesn't have a job. She wants it too. So who gives it to her? Eugene. I don't think she's wrong for wanting these things. I think she just is wrong for being unrealistic in her pursuit of those things.
And I know we don't have a lot of time, but I will say my mother told me that lesson. For those who don't know me, I was an older student for the last part of my college career,
Mhm.
but I had friends who I went to school with, and they were graduating, doing things. And so my mother said, you know, you probably, until you finish school and get your first job, you probably need to hang around more of the college kids, even though you're couple years older,
Mhm.
than your friends who have graduated,
Mhm.
because it could impact your psyche
Mhm.
hanging out every weekend where you're still technically a broke college student
Mhm.
with people who are buying their first house
And
and got
luxury
their
car.
first
Yeah.
car, at least until you get there. And you know, I'm still friends with them because I've gotten to a point where I have those things as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's a similar thing. Like
Yeah.
what you said about sphere of influence.
It matters.
You can drive a Toyota and be happy with Toyota
Mhm.
to everybody around you is driving Bentleys.
Yes.
And then it's like, well, I at least need to get a Mercedes.
Keeping up with the Joneses isn't just a
Mhm.
I'm jealous hearted and I want to be like my neighbor. It is literally your sphere of influence. And sometimes it's rooted in the fact that you don't even know that these things existed or
Mhm.
what that brand is or that quality is. Like people, we iron sharpens iron. Like you level up together with your sphere of influence. I mean, when Kobe was in the NBA, they told people, I think he told people to stop hanging out with like vets
Mhm.
because you don't make what I make. So don't buy the suits that I buy and don't eat at the places that I eat at.
Mhm.
I'm a vet out here. Like people lose. Like if you ever wonder why athletes, so many of them go broke so fast and they make so much money and they're like, why? They're also keeping up with the Joneses because you have rookies that are mixed with vets. A rookie contract ain't the same as a vet's contract. And they're literally losing it all because they're living like a vet. You can't live like a vet. You still a broke college student. In like compare, like you gotta live in your actual wage and your earnings, and that's why the same with lottery winners. Most people who win the lottery go broke because they don't understand how wealth actually moves and how it works. So they're just buying, and they can't maintain. It's the same type of mentality. Your sphere, I don't know. People just need to learn how to manage all of it.
Yeah.
That was it. Okay. I was going to end. This feels dark to end on this, but I was thinking about this the other day, and we produce music. How many children's songs are you aware of that have really dark and twisty beginnings?
You've educated me on this. We were listening to a song. What's the song? They're squashing the bees.
Oh, Waverly loves the Bumblebee song. So she's like, oh man, how does it go? My mommy be so proud of me. I'm squashing up, like I'm picking up my baby bumblebee. And so then there's a verse when it's like it's like ouch, it stung me. So I'm squashing up my baby bumblebee. The lady was like, they're squashing it. Then it's like I'm wiping up the baby bumblebee.
So I'm driving the car mortified. I'm like,
that she
what?
killed the bee.
And maybe because I'm like, and then there's a part of me that's like, we need bees to have food. Don't kill the bees. But then the other song
I'm glad I've converted you.
the other song, the one about the plague.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that. I don't know why I told you. I should have just let it go.
In the car, like, I hate everything now.
He was so upset. Because
Ring Around the Rosie.
Because Waverly sings all these songs. And so she was like, ring around the rosy pocket. And so I was like, I think it's interesting that this is still a song. And it's really about people dying from the Black Plague, right? Like the ring around the rosy is how the plague appeared. Pockets full of posies because it was really stinky. So they would put flowers in your pocket so it would circumvent the smell. Ashes, ashes, you die. We all fall down and you're dead, right? Because the plague spread like wildfire, and people.
Horrible.
And
Why
so, like,
did they make a kid
and so
song
like they
out of
were
that?
imitating the plague and like they find joy, I guess. But the fact that Delano didn't know that, I didn't know you didn't know, and he was
mortified.
like, stop singing. But London Bridges isn't any better. London Bridge is falling down. What do you think was happening when the bridge fell down?
It's a drawbridge. They're closing the
Oh,
drawbridge.
is that what you really thought?
I don't think I thought about it in detail.
That is the cutest thing. Okay, but there's others.
I don't want to go into others.
Have you ever thought about the song that lullaby? Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop.
What's wrong with that?
When The wind blows, the cradle will rock.
Okay.
When the bough breaks branch, the cradle will fall. So the baby's in a tree, branch.
Who put the
The
baby in the
wind
tree?
is blowing, the branch is gonna fall. Down will fall, baby, cradle and all. Is
What
that baby
dark
alive?
mind came up with this? Why is that a song?
I just feel like a lot of songs are dark and twisty, and I was sitting around thinking about it because we were developing songs, and I was like, man, so many have dark beginnings. You can't think of any other songs?
I mean, you got me with those four. I think I've had my dark and twisted childhood for the day.
Yeah, you're just singing about the Black Plague. I don't know. Lorenzo's quiet on this. He produces music. Any dark and twisty children's songs? Anything that comes to mind?
I was gonna say Ring Around the Rosie, but you know the original lyrics to the national anthem.
The
Yeah.
national
I've been wanting
anthem.
somebody like a Beyonce or something to get out there and just sing the original lyrics and just
You
walk
want
off like
someone
nothing
to?
happened. Yes.
Could you imagine the uproar from the country if we actually sang the national anthem's lyrics? They try to erase that part.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dark. That is very. But that's not a children's song. But it's still. But that's one that you thought of. That's still a dark and twisty song because it basically is like they wanted Black people to still be slaves. Like it's really bad. Nothing else? No dark and twisties that we sing proudly with our full chest. Okay, well that's what I wanted to see if you could think of any children's songs. I feel like I have more, but I'm not gonna
Nope.
continue to go
Ruin,
down
I'm
this.
having a good day.
Yeah, there are probably more.
Doesn't it seem like Humpty Dumpty probably has a
Humpty
meaning.
Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty
They
sat on the
couldn't
wall.
get them back
Humpty Dumpty.
together again.
Yeah, all the king's horses, all the king's men. They couldn't get Humpty back together again. That's crazy. He died. Like Humpty Dumpty is dead. Why do we sing about death? I guess it's the whole point. You got to find joy in life.
Dark and twisty.
It's dark and twisty. Don't overanalyze your kids' music. I think that there's probably a lot more dark and twisty out there. Just find the joy in life. Yeah. That Bumblebee song. I'm smashing up the baby bumblebee.
We need bumblebees to eat, y'all. Did y'all not see Black Mirror?
That's your basis? I thought it was because Nandita.
Then you taught me about it.
Okay.
Like Black Mirror, and because I think you were teaching the class on the bees.
Yeah. We
and
used
so
that Black Mirror episode in our
That's
class.
where I thought. So it was you first because
Yeah.
I saw the Black Mirror episode based upon the class you were teaching about
Yes,
bees.
because I needed to watch it to make sure I could actually show it to students. Because I'm the mom that's like, we're not watching My Girl because I cried. Anything that evoked emotion in me, I'm not letting the kids watch with me, right? So then I was like, I'm very protective of like what people are consuming even in my class, and so I needed to watch that Black Mirror episode again with the lens of like, do I need to put a disclaimer that when you watch this it's going to evoke emotion? That's why you ended up watching it. And then I want an apiary in the backyard, so
Thanks for saying that on camera. HOA is going to love that.
I mean, scratch that.
We were going to sneak in. It's easy to ask for
I did not
forgiveness and
say
permission.
you're the one divulging the information. I did not say that. I said I wanted an apiary. I never said I was putting it there. I didn't say anything about sneaking it there. I'm allowed to want an apiary. Period. That's all I said. I want one. I want a Bentley too. That's not happening. I want a $3 million home like Toya and a Birkin bag party. Are you going to go to work and work 90 hours a week so I can have these things?
So I'll be working just to get a Birkin bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you loved me, you would do this. That's so manipulative. Time to cut. If you love me, you will do that. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time on the Princess of STEM Diaries.